Somebody must know something. Somebody, somewhere.
There are others, right? Other facilities?
There may be some people like me.
But you don't know? How can you not know?
Over the years, there's been a few glimpses into how other parts of the world dealt with the Walking Dead's zombie apocalypse, and out of all of these glimpses we've got, they've actually confirmed that one country did survive in Daryl Dixon Season 2. Fallou's two Scottish friends, Angus and Fiona, lead Carol, Daryl and Codron through the Channel Tunnel, going from France to England.
So what's England like?
Actually, Army took over and got things locked down pretty quick. The island was good when we left.
So this alone does confirm that the UK is so far the only country to survive the Walking Dead's outbreak. So this means that back when it first happened, as Shane was trying to get Rick to wake up and bring him back, and the army were taking everyone they saw out. Meanwhile, at the exact same time in the UK, they locked it down, they saved people, because it's smaller, it's an island, so easier to manage than 50 states. And something that really adds to this, ever since he said it, it's really stuck with me, because you would think the CRM, being as advanced as they were, I mean, maybe not in the end, really. We heard back in that first episode when Okafor said this in a really particular way.
Rick I'll be the head of what is likely the most powerful military on the planet.
Likely the biggest. The CRM have aircraft. They think only likely. This doesn't confirm that Okafor does know of anywhere else, but confirms he and the CRM weren't sure. So if the United Kingdom was still existing in this universe as another type of CRM, perhaps connected with the Royal Guards or something like that, the CRM weren't sure of that. I believe there is this higher power in The Walking Dead. I just think it didn't turn out to be the CRM. They just assumed, and we assumed, that they were the most powerful on the planet. This is the first we've heard of a country surviving it. We've heard about Spain, we've seen Mexico, we've now seen France, but now we've actually heard they survived. So we know for a fact that the UK survived the Walking Dead's wildfire outbreak. So what changed? Because something happened along the way. Now, of course, in the finale of Daryl Dixon Season 2, there was bioluminescent and they started hallucinating from bat guano, and Daryl said all the UK soldiers killed each other. So there would have been an opening of walkers from the tunnel into England, but that wouldn't explain why the whole place wouldn't still exist anymore and even affect it that much if they had the whole island locked down. We see a bit of London in the trailer for Season 3, and it looks like something out of The Last of Us. There's overgrown plants, buses not working, and this is where we're going to see Stephen Merchant, which I'm really excited to see. But this doesn't match up with the island being good. Something happened. We know Daryl and Carol are going to Spain in the 3rd season, that's the whole theme of it, so why don't they end up staying in London when that's where they arrive? What makes them turn back? What are the chances that what changed about the UK wasn't the people, but the walkers? The casting of Stephen Merchant had me thinking the character would be quite smart. Definitely funny and light-hearted, he's a comedian, but I think this character is bound to know something to survive over 10 years in The Walking Dead's zombie apocalypse. Has he been studying the walkers? Did he anticipate change, or that the difference would be there from the walkers in the UK, as opposed to not just the US but France? We still haven't actually seen the new walkers, by the way. Injecting silly serum into them doesn't count. At the end of World Beyond, stuff is written in French everywhere. It even says at the top there, the dead were born here. They're even speaking French in the scene.
T'es un cavale? Vous cachiez pendant tout ce temps?
Oui.
This character shoots the other one and he gets out of there pretty quickly as she rises up from it and is instantly a faster, stronger walker who immediately knows where the door is and even makes slightly different noises. The main show literally teased different variants of walkers. So even though stuff was written in French, even though they spoke French, was this just not in France where Daryl happened to end up? People have said French Canadian.
Hey, I did pretty good. Hey, 30-39 on my second game of controller. I'm doing pretty good, no?
Whatever this was, it's apparently not overly connected to the villains we saw in the first 2 seasons of Daryl, under the short-lived Jenny and her weird serum to make zombies act up. The guy that was making the serum got completely done. I guess it's good that they're kind of going back on that bit, because I said from the start, as soon as I saw the xenomorph thing going on with the acid walkers, no, don't. The way I see it is the rest are just environmental, so the same as the ones Jadis made. Until I see a new product of the ones at the start or something to do with the Primrose and Violet team, they're not new walkers, they're just people being silly. You can play dress up and put a lion's mane on a turtle, but it's still a turtle. Hopefully the Walking Dead shows show something about that soon. Now, it's extremely possible that just because London looks like this in England, other parts of the UK don't. There's surely quieter places that will have people in it. And something that I thought about was, on the lead up to The Last of Us Part 2, I believe, Naughty Dog released pictures of what other places in the world look like. And Buckingham Palace was taken over. There was a different flag flying up. It was completely abandoned. But then there was this factory they showed, and it appeared to have lights in it. So again, just because the most popular thing you know of was gone, places like this would still exist. And like I said in my last video about the Daryl show, the Channel Tunnel from France to England ends in Folkestone in Kent. We're probably only going to see Daryl and Carol in London. They're going to fast travel it and say they've just been there. I really doubt you're going to see Daryl in Kent yet. It's such a big thing, it's such a big opportunity, so even though we're only going to get a little glimpse in season 3 at the start, there's so much they could do in it. I think it would be amazing if the UK is the only place with more dangerous walkers. It's always been such a great place to do it. Look at 28 Days Later, perfect weather for it, grey, grungy, the narrow roads, the buildings, the history. Years ago this game called Zombie came out, and it was set in London, and I think it had that perfect vibe for it. On top of that, we now know in The Walking Dead, it likely lasted longer than other countries.
There may be some people like me.
But you don't know? How can you not know?
Everything went down. It was the French.
What?
They were the last ones to hold out as far as I know.
But there you go, the only country so far we know out of the whole world to survive that first outbreak in its entirety is the UK. Doesn't look too good now, and I want to say it's because out there somewhere is that scarier walker. But what do you think? Would you want to see a whole show set in the UK? Where would you want to see a show? And what do you think happened for it to appear to not be standing anymore? Let me know what you think down below. Also, I've just watched all 3 seasons of From. I thought it was amazing. People recommended it to me, said it was like The Walking Dead, and of course Lost, as some people involved in that are involved in this, and yeah, I thought it was really good. I loved it. What sort of videos about From would you want to see from me? I've got a few coming already, but let me know what you think. Make sure you go and watch the video that pops up right now on the top right of your screen. Press the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, with the notification bell on. Thank you for watching, I'll see you soon.